You know, I think this tournament's very special. A lot of players, well, most players, really enjoy this tournament because it's very player friendly. Everyone, you know, it's a very intimate stadium.
Going from the players' lounge to the locker room, maybe you're interacting with the fans or people or members here at the club. I think having the golf course right here, I mean, it's kind of just feels more like home. I mean, I think a lot of us probably played at racket clubs or maybe country clubs growing up, so kind of just feels like you're at home.
It starts with the ball kids to the drivers, players, staff people. It's great food all day long. Yeah, everybody's just friendly. It feels like a little family here. I don't know. It's just relaxing.
It's not at a giant facility. It's intimate. It's small. You can kind of get to know the people involved in the tournament and everyone around and the club members, and it's just a fun, exciting, small atmosphere to play in.
Although it's in a big city in Houston, it's not a big city feel because we're kind of tucked away in the River Oaks section. I think everyone enjoys it, and you know, the players to all the way to the fans.
It's a great tennis town here in Houston, especially River Oaks. Yeah, they're very knowledgeable. They're passionate about tennis, especially doubles.
Fans are phenomenal here. You guys attract a huge crowd, which is you know, it's huge for tennis.
It's a social scene, you know. Everyone's dressed up. You know, it's like going to Ascot or something. You know, a lot of girls. You see the girls with the big hats, and everyone's got a drink in their hand, wearing their nice clothes.
They're loud even when they're not supposed to be. I mean, now they're great.
They really get into it. They seem to enjoy it every year. You see the same fans coming back all the time, and especially since a lot of the players stay with housing, they have a real cheering interest. They get to know the players, and it feels like almost like a small town.
Kids running around, you know, having fun. They all got the big yellow ball, just signing tons of autographs wherever we go, which is it's cool. They sneak back in the corridors of the locker room, and it's just a fun scene.
I think you know, being such a laid-back event, it seems like all the people are sort of here. They love the tennis, but they're here for you know, for the whole experience of it. You know, and then we can feel that. Players can feel it. We enjoy it. We really enjoy coming.
And the surroundings are not too bad here, are they? Beautiful golf course, beautiful homes, and the people are so nice here.
This tournament is a different feel for me than most other tournaments. You know, it's so obviously this tournament's the River Oaks Country Club is just in a beautiful place in a beautiful neighborhood. You know, I myself, I'm not staying at a hotel. I'm staying at a house. It sort of has a hometown feel to it, and it's very nice to be able to get away from the hotel and restaurants and whatnot, and just to be able to go back to a very nice house and eat some dinner and walk to the courts whenever you want to.
You know, you get home cooked meals. We're always in hotels all year round, and to kick back and you know, have a fireplace and chill out with the family and get to know some good people. That makes it fun.
It was a treat for me to see such a great family, see the kids grow up, and they've definitely been a lot of fun and great to see them every year when I come back.
Leighton Hewitt stayed with us, and he was an Australian player who came with his wife and his 2 children and his trainer, and it was the most fun thing ever because his children were so young and my sisters and siblings were so little that we were able to have fun and Easter egg hunt and play with them, and it made it more than just like a tennis tournament. It made it sort of a family thing.
Me and my little friend going to play ping pong with Marty Fish and Andy Roddick during the players' party actually at my house, and it was so much fun. And I guess when you're little you don't really see that as a big deal, but looking back on it, like Andy Roddick and Marty Fish taught me ping pong, you know, it's just so funny.
It makes the tournament something more than just a bunch of tennis matches. It's actually something that you do with family and friends and kids, and it's really more personal to have like a tennis player stay with you. You have someone to root for, and you have someone to cheer for, and so in that sense I think that's what makes this a little different than most other tennis tournaments.
The housing aspect of this tournament is very unique, and I know the players love it. And I think it draws the big names. They keep coming back year after year because of that.
It's a small event, but you know, it has a tour level feel. A lot of great players always play it, and I feel like there's personal relationships developed here between the staff and the tournament and the players. So it's always nice coming back here and get to see familiar faces.
There's the homely feeling that you get flying here, where everyone, you can walk in and say hello and feel like the people are really interested in you as a person. Not just it's not just like you're walking into a club and you're just trying to get out of there. It's a very exciting place to play.
The club is beautiful. You have everything here. You have great locker rooms. You have the golf course if you like golf. You have the chance to play. I mean, it's very relaxed as well.
It's one of the nicest venues in the U.S. You've got an amazing golf course here that, you know, it's no surprise tennis players love to play golf. And like I said, the stadium's very intimate. There's not a bad seat in the house. So playing on the stadium court with, you know, Texas fans is pretty fun.
You know, a lot of other tournaments, the spectators, they have to sit pretty far away from the court. Center court, you know, they did a great job where you can sit right up close and get to see action that you know, the U.S. Open, it's so big. Here, you're right on the court, you can see how fast the game, how physical it is, and you don't get that at other tournaments either.
This tournament started at River Oaks in 1931. It's been in the same location since that time to the present. It is the only tennis tournament in the world that has stayed in the same location. That includes the U.S. Open, Wimbledon, and the French.
Yeah, this club, it's a very relaxed feel. Got the pool and the fashion show.
Tootsie's definitely brought it this year to River Oaks for the country club's tennis tournament, and it was a lot of fun. There was so much glamorous in general, glamorosity, that it was a lot of fun to do, and a lot of high pressure. I mean, one rack alone was basically like the cost of a house down payment. So there is like high pressure backstage. You don't want to get makeup on the dresses or anything like that. But once out on the awesome runway that we have on top of a pool, which is nothing I've done before, and I think a lot more you know, high fashion than some of the stuff that was on America's Next Top Model. So Texas definitely is a place where we go big or we don't do it at all.
I've had a lot of good memories here. 2 years ago, I got to the doubles final with my partner Jessie Levine, and that was pretty fun. And last year, I got my first and only title here. So coming back to this tournament is a very special place for me personally.
To me, this tournament's really special because it's the only clay court tournament I've ever won, and to win it twice is something I definitely didn't really expect. And just proud to be a two-time winner here, and had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, I won the tournament in 2006. I've won doubles a couple times here as well, and you know, so I've been coming to River Oaks from the exhibition, and so it's been a long time. And I think I came here when I was like 16 years old to play, so I have a lot of good memories.
I had some of my biggest wins here. I beat Robin Soderling when he was 12 years old. 6-0, 6-0. And I played him the next year. And I beat, I think it was like 6-2, 13 or 14. Yeah, he was really young. I beat Stefan Kubek, which is a huge win. He was top 30 in the world at the time. Singles. In singles, yeah, those were my singles days. But yeah, I remember we played Jeff Tarango and Richard Rinberg in the finals.
I mean, back then you just wanted to play good matches against you know, top players. They had really good fields. They invited, you know, you just sort of got an invite to play, and especially when I was young. I was lucky enough to get an invite to come play, and
the first time I came here, I was awarded a wild card. It was just, you know, they were being nice to me. I was a young kid. I wasn't ranked high enough to get into the tournament, and so they invited me out, and I've been back ever since, and I hope to keep coming back until I retire.
I definitely didn't expect to win the tournament. You know, I was a wild card entry, and you know, I was just taking one match at a time. So it was a very special time for me. It's no easy task to get an ATP title, and you know, it just took one match at a time. Got some good wins, and I honestly don't really know how it happened, but it did, and I was really happy that it happened here in Houston.
I love just coming here. You know, it's a beautiful club, a lot of history. You know, it's kind of like the Masters on a mini scale, just because there's so much history and it's a beautiful spot.
During the 1930s, I was a ball boy for a while, and I remember that vividly, and I remember what the tennis players said to each other. I remember what Art Larson said when he was changing at the net, and other prominent players. I remember Ken Woeswald when he came and played tennis, and he was a spectacular tennis player, and I look back at him as one of the best I've ever seen.
1983, Ivan Lendl and Jose Clerc from Argentina were in the finals, and it was the fifth set, 5-6 Lendl, and it got dark. Now, if you can believe it, we did not have lights at that time on center court. So Lindell would not play. He said it's too dark to play, so I'm not going to play. So we got on the phone, we called Lamar Hunt in Dallas and said, Mr. Hunt, what should we do? He said, don't you have lights on court 5? I said, yes, we do. So we said, gentlemen, we're going to move to court 5. They really didn't like that, but they had to. So they moved to court 5. Lindell served and served out the match and won it 7-5 in the 5th set. Something that's never really been done before.
In the early 1991, when I became chairman of the tournament, Borg decided he wanted to make a comeback to tennis, and thought that the River Oaks Tennis Tournament would be the perfect venue. Low-key, friendly, well-known. So he signed up. We were able to obtain his services, and he came to visit us. Well, he and I had lunch the day he arrived, and we were chatting, and you know, such a thrill to talk to a guy like that who is really one of the best players of all time. And I noticed he had with him his wooden racket, which he'd played with, was his signature racket throughout his career. And I said, and of course at that time, composite and metal rackets had taken over pretty much competitive tennis. And I said, Bjorn, you're going to play with your wooden racket? He said, oh, sure, it's my racket. I grew up playing with it. I know it. I'll be able to keep up. Well, good. If anyone can, you can. So he, after lunch, he went out and he started hitting with a couple of the other players that were going to be showing up here. And after 30 minutes, he went into the pro shop and asked Harry Part at that time to fit him out with a composite racket. Even he recognized that was no longer the thing to play with.
I was on the court with John Isner and Ivo Karlovic, and John Isner hit a 144-mile-an-hour serve, and it hit me in the nose. And Ivo Karlovic turned around and asked me if I was okay, and they took me off the court. And later, my friends told me that John Isner was talking about me on TV.
It's one of the nicest tournaments of the year in the States, so I mean.
It continues to get better. I think that's great about it is the facilities get better, the staff gets better, everything about the tournament is improving.
You know, you always kind of remember your first few events, and I finaled here a few years ago, so that was also exciting. And you know, it's just a tournament I'll always remember. It's the only clay court event in America, and so it's you know, it's kind of fun for the Americans to get one clay court event on our home soil.
We have spent good times, good memories here.
It's a very fun tournament for me. Everyone's so friendly, everyone's so nice. Just a very happy place here. You know, it's tough being on the road, going from city to city. You know, it's a grind, but coming here is always fun for us.
I've always said that Indian Wells is one tournament that I find is just so nice. It's beautiful out there, it's very relaxing, and the same goes for here. I enjoy playing in the U.S. the most, so every time you know, this tournament rolls around on the calendar, you know, I'm gonna hop on a plane and come over here.
It really hasn't changed a lot over the years. It kind of feels like the old River Oaks exhibition, and I think that's why the players like it. So it kicks off the clay court